Welcome back, and we are done with the year 2025. And I saw 72 films in theaters this year. I think that's the most I've ever seen in theaters. I feel like normally, if I reach 20 films in a year, that's getting really lucky. But now that I have a membership at Alamo Draft House, I was able to reach 72 films. So I'm really proud of myself for keep going and it also I'm glad there's movies that exist because I had a lot of fun. But only seven were 5 stars, and I'm not ranking films. Seen a lot of movies, but I really want to focus on my 7 5 stars because a 5 star film for me is a film that I would love to return to. A film that is not only has a real nice world, but also I feel the joy of when I'm like 40, I can watch this again. When I'm 50, watch it again. 60. Like I will always love returning to this world. Um, and also a film that I would buy on physical media because things are expensive. And for me to buy the physical media of a film, I have to really like it. And that's what it means to be 5 stars. I have to really like it because my purchases mean something to me and I want a movie to mean something to me. So only 7 films reached that. And really, those 7 films, they kept me engaged the whole time. And we start off with a banger. And I'm not ranking, this is just how I saw it. So the first one, Sinners, in IMAX 70 millimeter. It was Sunday morning with my father and brother, and mind was blown. That movie is so beautiful. Especially, I'm just gonna talk about cinematography first. Beautiful. Um, Anytime they're on the cotton field or driving amongst, and we're getting these deeply emotional stories from like Delroy Lindo's character. Um, Michael B. Jordan is doing a really good job in this, which I'm really surprised because I don't think he's a good actor. But this was the first time where I was like, "Oh, Michael B. Jordan is like actually good in this." Um, and the whole cast, the whole movie is just I was blown away because this movie, I knew going into it, this is really deeply personal for Ryan Coogler, but I didn't know it would be deeply personal while being deeply entertaining, which I think that's really tough to do. And that's what's missing in a lot of modern blockbusters. This movie costs 90 million. It's not like some indie flick and it's about family, music. No, this is still about family, music, ownership, the African American history within United States. It touches on so much while being an entertaining movie. And I remember my dad was kind of like, I don't think I want to see it. Vampires, I don't really care about that. But then he watched the movie and it's like, no, the vampires are just a vehicle. But the movie has so much more to say. And I really, especially every scene where the IMAX, man. And I sat close, so I was like looking up. I was really, that's probably one of my favorite IMAX experiences ever. I really loved that. Second was Lurker by Alex Russell, written and directed by Alex Russell. Just, we need more psychological thrillers that are for young people. And this movie taps into that because it talked about social media, fame, and our relationship to artists. We're the stan generation, I feel like, especially with our online presence and how we kind of stalk our artists online. But this movie did something that I'm glad it exists. I'm someone, I really enjoy music. I enjoy the music scene, and seeing this movie to watch a crazy stalker manipulating creepy guy just lurking on an artist. Come on. 5 stars. And it was done really well. It was shot really well too. I think this movie was really underrated in how it was shot. I just saw the box office was only 600,000. I was really disappointed because I really enjoyed this movie. I think the cast was really good. Our two leads were amazing, and our creep was the perfect creep. He was such a good actor. But this movie didn't really get that much love, but it still gets love from me. 5 stars. My third film was Twinless. Man, Twinless can do no wrong in my book because, like, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, this is another psychological black comedy type of film, but it's do something really new. Like, we have a character that's lying about losing his twin, and then you have Dylan O'Brien who's actually lost his twin, and they have this friendship, and it's a very interesting movie, and it's done really well. James Sweeney, he wrote, directed it, and starred in it. I'm still like, hey, that was good. That was really well made, and I'm glad Lurker and Twinless I got to make YouTube videos, so I can always go back. And those are my first thoughts when I left the theater. That's why Archival.Sessions is what it is, because there are times where I leave the theater and the movie's immediately 5 stars. And Lurker, Twinless, unfortunately, Sinners, I did not watch when I had my YouTube, but I wish I did because I wanted to hear my thoughts. I was really blown away by all of these movies. And that's the thing. And that's what makes it like I would love to return, and I will buy the physical media for this. And then we have Predator Badlands. You know, we gotta have one good action blockbuster. And I'm glad my brother was there with me as a guest, because growing up, I don't think like people understand how much of these movies we were just ingesting as kids. So for this movie just to be a straightforward shoot 'em up, not really shoot 'em up, but a straightforward Predator movie, and the Predator is just a badass the whole movie. Sign me up. 5 stars. No complaints. And I'm glad my brother was there, because it was just like, yo, this is what we grew up watching. This is what we enjoy. And this movie had no fat. It got to the point, and it's really well made. And Dan Trachtenberg, I'm really glad we have a director that, cares about the franchise, because I care about the franchise. My number 5 is Sentimental Value. Sentimental Value, like my family and I, we just went through selling our home. And the movie starts on the house. And I knew immediately once the movie kind of started like that, we're using the house as a framework. I knew, okay, I'm gonna connect with this on a deeper level. And familial relationship, I think those movies always can go far. But then you have Stellan Skarsgård, Renesmee, I don't know, and then Ingrid. Like, their trio was amazing. Really good family drama. And I joke on my letterbox, like, you can't have a parent that's too lit. And I know I'm joking, but he was, his sense of self was too large for him to even raise his children. I thought it was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed how it was shot. I enjoyed the house. I lived in that old house. The house I was in was built in like the 1890s, so I really connected with that point of the story. I really like that. Then we have number 6, Marty Supreme. I really liked Smashing Machine, and it's one of the Safdie brothers. I think they're like, hey, I think I'm gonna like whatever they make. But this one, I never saw Uncut Gems in theaters, so this gave me what I'm like. Oh yeah, if I saw this in theaters, I'll be at 5 stars. And seeing Marty Supreme in theaters, and thank God I had another guest. I'm so glad my guest came on when the movie was 5 stars. Yamata came on, and this was 5 stars because the energy of the film, and you have a character that, like, he can do no right. And I think, and people, I don't know why people kind of get confused about, I think that's really good at writing. So how do you write someone that makes every wrong decision? Every decision he made was wrong. Every decision he made was wronging someone. And I really enjoyed that. I really liked that. And the energy, I like the movie. I'm gonna keep saying energy, but the movie was very kinetic and had so much energy. And I know it was long, but I love it was indulging in itself, and I really enjoyed that. That movie was so good, so fun, and I'm also really interested in Timothy Chalamet's career, and he's proving like, hey, he can really act, and this could go somewhere. And I'm glad. I was saying like, hey, this movie, he's what? He just turned 30, and he's made Marty Supreme. Let's keep going. Let's see where I think we're gonna see some really interesting movies by him. And then my last 5-star film was Secret Agent. Secret Agent. That was so good. It was so good. And run times don't bother me. I don't care if you're 3 hours, but if you have really interesting characters, an interesting story, you can keep me pretty much engaged the whole time. And the thing this movie does, it doesn't hold your hand. Like story's moving, but in a way that I've never seen. Like it will jump to the future. It will show a tape recording. It will show someone listening to that tape recording. It will show a news clipping. Like how it was told was like you were a researcher putting together this story, and how like, oh, like here's all this archival footage and archival sounds, here's the story. That's what it felt like. And it was really good. I think Wagner Mora, amazing, really fun. And yeah, I just Secret Agent, it got me. And probably one of my best YouTube comments comes from this video, because she liked the review too, and she left a really long review, and I really appreciate that. So I just want to shout her out for leaving a long review and checking out my review, because I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah, so those are my 7 films that I watched this year, and they all were great. All were really good, and I really enjoyed all of them. But anyways, what a I started in September 3rd. I put that my first video was September 3rd on YouTube, and it's January 2nd. I think it was a great 2025. And I'm looking forward to just continuing watching movies, coming on here and just synthesizing it, looking back. What did I like? What did I didn't like? What am I connecting to? Because I think that's really powerful with art, and I think we have to engage with it more like that. And then cheers to more guests. And I just don't want the 5-star films to have guests. I want guests to be, anyone who just likes movies. Come on. And this year I only did 25 YouTube long form videos, but definitely, we got to get to 100. You know why? Because my fiance, she told me, hey, if you reach 100 videos, I'll be a guest. So I'm only at 25. So, I think I can get to 100. But anyways, that's my review of the year. 5-star films: Sinners, Lurker, Twinless, Predator, Badlands, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, and The Secret Agent. Those are my top like 5-star films of the year, and I really had a great time. So thanks everyone. Keep subscribing, keep sharing, and I will see you next time.